As I say, it's scary. Comedy is scary. Albuquerque is scary, right? Yeah, it's very scary. I had an awkward experience on a while ago now. I was walking down Central, which is the scariest place on earth. Near UNM, it's scary. It's weird. It's just students and stabby people. It's odd. It was about 1 a.m. I don't remember why I was there, but I was walking down Central. I saw a group, 4 or 5 men that looked a bit sketchy, and I got a bit scared and a bit pooey, so but I didn't want to look scared, so I didn't want to cross the road. I had to walk past them, so I chose to just do it. But I chose a technique to sort of avoid any trouble, which as soon as I did it, I realized didn't really make any sense, because it was a technique I use when I want to like just ignore a homeless person, and that is I just took my phone out of my pocket and pretended to be having a phone conversation. And as I walked past them, I realized that if these people do want to mug me, they're probably not too concerned about, upsetting, the horrible faux pas of interrupting someone's phone conversation. Do you know what I mean? Nothing happened, but I'm sure it wasn't because of the phone. I'm sure in the entire history of muggings, it's never gone down where someone's like, hey man, what you do? Where's your wallet? Come here, man. Were you on the phone? My bad. I'm sorry. Oh shit. Fuck. Yes, I'm on the phone, you prick. Some of you will notice I have a pen behind my ear. I feel like I need to draw attention to it because I have a pen behind my ear and I have writing on my hand, and that's because I write like my material on my hand so that I can refer to it if I need to. And then if I do a joke and I look at it and it didn't work and you didn't like it, I can simply take my pen and slash my wrist. Typically, one of my sets begins with feces and ends in blood, and it's kind of up to you how that goes down. I'm getting old. I'm not old. I'm getting old. I'm 37, which is not old, so fuck you. But I'm doing things lately that show me, sort of let me know that I'm getting a little bit older. Like I'm getting noisier. Sort of exponentially noisier whenever I sit down. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not really loud yet, but I'll just show you. Like when I do sit down, I always make this noise. Like that. And then when I get up, I make the exact same noise in reverse. I just see? Like that. And I can do that all night and it's not fun. But what scares me is it keeps, as I say, it's getting exponentially louder. A few years back I didn't really make any noise, but at 37 I make that noise, and I've done the math, and if my calculations are correct, and you know they are, by the time I'm 60, if I continue to grow in volume every time I sit down, by the time I'm 60, every time I sit down I'm just going to go, ah! Oh shit. And that could have been anything. That could have been a child. Older and more dangerous as I get older. That makes sense. Let's move along. I have 3 children. One of them, she's 8 years old, and I found out this academic year at her school, her teacher is pregnant. And actually she's going to give birth before the year ends, interrupting the academic year for my daughter. And this is not a joke. The year before this, last year, some people call it, her teacher was pregnant then, and the year before that, her teacher was pregnant. I'm not joking, every year, her teacher has a baby and interrupts it, and it pisses me off, as a parent. Like, but what can I do? I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? Stop fucking my kids' teachers? I don't think so. They must pass their classes. They've got to get A's. A's. Not always A's. Sometimes B's. I'm not always up to it, Mostly A's, some B's. We've got 1 F, but that was my son's teacher, and it was a man. So I don't. The fact you failed that. I think I might have hurt my son's academic progress that year by sexually assaulting his male teacher. All right. Had to do it. Been married for a long time. Been with my wife for almost 12 years now, which is stupid when you think about it. Because we've gone through hell. This is the thing I've noticed. I think this is true of all relationships. The first year is fine. And then you go through about 7 years of just fighting. That's it. It's just a 7-year fight, and you only stay together because you have kids, right? But then after a while, after all this fighting, after a while you realise that there's no point to it. You're never going to win. They're never going to admit that they're stupid idiots. So you get to a point where you stop fighting, and it's quite nice, and you just become very, very, very passive-aggressive. Okay, like super passive-aggressive, where someone says something with a little tone, like, when are you coming back? And then the other person will be like, well, come back in an hour. Why? What's the problem? There's no problem. What are you talking about? You go crazy, and it goes back. And you can never prove passive aggression. That's the beauty of passive aggression. I remember a couple of years ago, in a very passive aggressive move, I grew a goatee. I did it deliberately, knowing that the goatee, if we're honest, is just really a very passive aggressive way of saying to a woman, "I'll eat your pussy, but you're not gonna like it." And that's No, some girls like it. I don't know. I have a very wiry, sort of weird, patchy facial hair that is not pleasant on a vagina. Okay. Don't wait for me to tell you that. Dear God. Anyway, let's get weird. Not gonna get real weird. Let's go back in time, can we? Okay, how far back do you want to go? Way back. Way back. Before we were here, before people existed on Earth, before mammals, before reptiles, before birds, before insects, before fish, before Jews. No, we go back to the beginning of life on Earth. All we had were little single-cell, self-replicating little organisms floating in the ocean. And they did nothing except float around and absorb nutrients, and they would, as I say, self-replicate. So they would split apart. They wouldn't need to reproduce amongst each other. They would just do it by themselves, which, as we all know, is very boring. So at some point, they decided they needed to find a way to sort of get together and reproduce. And one little creature, one little organism, grew what we would consider to be the very first penis. And that's really where everything went to shit. Because, I mean, you can think about it. Imagine how weird it must have been for that organism, that first organism, to have a penis. Like, no one else has got it, and all of a sudden it's got this thing. I point around here, who knows, could have been here, we don't know. I'm not a scientist, don't take any of this too literally, but some organism for the first time ever had a penis, and that would be very weird for that creature. But what would be even weirder would be to be the very first organism to ever receive sex from that penis. I said we're going to get weird. Now just think about this for a minute. Okay, imagine this. Penises don't even exist anymore. Let's think about the very first time we all had sex, right? Not all of us together, that hasn't happened yet. But I'm just saying, it's kind of, I said this will end in blood. Wish I'd said. Okay, so, but ladies especially, remember the first time you had sex, okay? Probably not great, kind of weird, scary, yeah? A little bit odd, like you didn't know quite what to expect. I mean, you knew what was going to happen, but you didn't really know how it was going to feel and look and smell and all that stuff. And it was kind of weird and awkward. And yet, you knew about penises. Like, you'd heard of a penis at this time. You knew exactly what a penis was. That's why you're there, right? We all knew, just saying, women, you know by the time you were old enough, you know what a penis is. And men, when we were old enough, we knew what the vagina was. That's not actually true. We also knew what the penis was. That is it. We all knew about dicks. That's the thing, And still, you received sex from this, and it was still kind of weird. Now imagine this poor little organism, never even heard of a dick before. Doesn't know what's going on. Someone comes up, "Hey, how's it going?" "I'm fine, thanks." They start chatting, cuddling, kissing, and then all of a sudden, he puts a piece of himself inside of her. Well, it's worth thinking about. I think there was more to that bit. I think I missed a chunk. It doesn't matter. My real point is, wouldn't it have been better if we never had dicks? I think that's it. Because the penis, when that came along, that's when all life on Earth realised everything's fucked up. We've got to defend ourselves. And it started, now this is scientific fact, so you can start recording this now. That's when all life went, we have to find a way to avoid all the weird, horrible shit in the world. And there was an explosion of evolution, went in all different directions, and different life forms found ways to defend themselves and take care of themselves. And some animals, or life forms rather, got very, very large and strong, to protect themselves. Some got very, very, very quick or venomous or poisonous. Some got very, very small, so they can say fuck you to the big things and hide in little holes. Some life forms, thank you for the only laugh. Some life forms chose a very passive way of defending themselves, and that was plants. Very interesting, isn't it? So, the way the plants chose. Trees in particular. Trees decided that they were going to get really, 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 really big and then do nothing. Just nothing. A tree just said, I'm going to get as big as I can get. I'm going to stick my feet into the ground and sort of root myself, I suppose. Sort of root myself. Just root myself. Get really, really big, and then I'm going to do fucking nothing. I'm going to mind my own business, and I'm just going to breathe a little bit. And that's it. And it thought that everything would leave him alone, but they didn't. Little annoying animals who came up to the tree, climbed up it, scratched at it, made little holes, fucked with its hair. Really annoying. And the tree went, oh, look, here's some fruit. I have some fruit and some nuts. Fruit or nuts, take your pick. And most of the animals went, fine, thank you, yes. And little mammals would take an apple, run away and eat it, and swallow it, and then poo out the seeds. And that was fine for the tree, or so it thought, because there was one life form that didn't like this, because it knew what was going on, okay? And that animal is the human, who realized what the tree was doing. A very fucked up, perverse way of having sex with every animal that chose to. Think about it. It puts its fruit, its seed, into your mouth, which you take like a whore, and then swallow it down, and then you sort of fertilize it with your own shit. You anally give birth to and a new tree. Baby tree, disgusting, and humans were outraged, and they started chopping down trees. And this is why we first chopped down trees. We didn't know about fire. We didn't know about building things out of wood. It was purely revenge for sexual perversion and harassment and really rape. So I didn't want to say that word, but it's becoming obvious. Every time you eat a piece of fruit, that is a tree trying to have sex with you. So primitive humans, they realized that, they cut it down, and they took it away. And the trees are upset, because the trees don't see it this way. They think they gave us fruit. What are we angry about? That's like if I tried to mug you, and I said, give me all your money, and you gave me all your money, but then I killed you anyway, and chopped you up, and dragged your body home, made furniture out of you. Anyway, I've been...